And even though I looked up to him a lot as a kid, I was recently speaking with KSI. He just followed me on Twitter. That was a huge deal for me. I've been watching KSI since I was like 10. And he recently followed me and we started talking. And then the other day when Tate got banned, I saw KSI tweet, "Thank God Andrew Tate got banned." This is a private conversation, but I'm going to talk about it because I think it's relevant to, it's something that he genuinely thinks. And he already tweeted that he was happy. Thank God Tate got banned. I'm like, you've been canceled so many times for doing Heskey time, for doing the R-word face, making fun of SA victims. It's what you were doing. And now you're celebrating the downfall of somebody else. So not only do I think that you're just echoing what they want you to echo because you're scared of getting canceled against it, now you're siding with the elites, you're siding with the programming because you almost got your shit taken away, but also how you don't see the hypocrisy in calling the Creativity Kit or calling Hustlers University a scam when you make videos promoting OF girls. Most of the people who watch that video are 12 years old. It goes on trending, of course, because they want you to be dumber. But what they're doing is they're putting prawn stars in the middle of a video and all of them have to try to get them. And you know why the prawn stars do it? Free promo. All the kids that are watching it are going to go subscribe to their OF right after. All the kids are watching it. Yeah, it's like dumb entertainment, but it's basically softcore. So what they're going to do right after watching that video is go on OF, feeding negative emotion in it's bad for you. Braun has never helped anybody before. Don't say LSI. Don't say LSI. But I want to call him out on that because you said, thank God he was banned. And to see the hypocrisy, he's saying that the Creativity Kid at Hustlers University is just a scam, that is just trying to get money. No, it's actually teaching people how to make money online. My Creativity Kit is teaching you how to become an online entrepreneur. What you want your audience to spend money on is OF. And he's like, oh, they're gonna watch it anyway. They don't have to, and you should tell them how bad it is for them. You have an audience that's bigger than mine. You're one of the most famous people on the internet. Why are you encouraging something that we all know is damaging to the minds of young men? Because that's what the Matrix wants you to watch. They don't want you to improve yourself. They want you to be dumber, weaker, and tired. Here's all your energy to a bunch of OF girls. Here's all my money, OF girls. And it just makes both of the people sadder. The girl doesn't know how to like a man without profiting off of him. And the guy has the weirdest expectations of women possible. That's one of the most damaging things to the minds of young men. And they're actively promoting it, and YouTube puts it on the trending page. Disappointed. I saw him change. I don't want you to spam LSI, and I know this is going to damage the relationship that we could have in the future, but I don't care. It's the truth. Same thing with L3L3. L3L3 was one of my favorite YouTubers when I was growing up, and I saw him change. I saw him switch up. I saw him get afraid of cancel culture. I saw him vote for Hillary Clinton. He sold out. KSI, he started facing like, he saw the fans start to turn against him. So instead of trying to explain, he just like, oh, it was bad. No, he got scared and switched up. And you know what he told me? He told me this is all for entertainment. Not everything has, this is like word for word he said, all of this is entertainment. Not everything has to have a greater message. I'm just here to entertain. I think that's horseshit. If you're one of those famous people, you have a platform, and you realize that there's a spiritual warfare going on, there's a war on masculinity, people are becoming weaker, women are becoming men, and men are becoming women, there's a clear problem, men are getting sadder, that this mental health thing is a real problem going on. And a lot of what they offer, better help, like that shit does not help anything. Information can help people. I'm an entertainer too. This is entertainment right now, even though I'm trying to spread truth, but you should have at least an ounce of truth in what you're talking about. Don't just be here, I'm just entertaining. If you're just entertaining, if you're just a fucking clown, then don't celebrate when someone else gets deleted. Somebody who is trying to spread truth. Stick to entertaining. Sing your songs, play your FIFA, and go talk to prawn stars and sidemen Tinder. Be an entertainer then, and stay out of the truth. I'm disappointed, KSI.
And because I have an iron mind and I wasn't emotionally affected by this, and I understood the nature of the internet, I didn't try to combat it too hard. I didn't know exactly what I should do, because I had already told the truth.
Chad, when you clip that up, make sure to censor the swears, or else they're going to delete it off of TikTok.
On repeat, many, many, many times, but nobody would acknowledge it. They would just ignore it because it got more clicks to purport the lies. So I thought, that's the nature of the internet. I've never been this famous before. I guess that's just how it goes. Unfortunately, now public consciousness via the media has genuinely bought into a construct where people believe I'm somehow dangerous, when all I have done is save people from depression. We talk about men's mental health. Patty Pimblett just fought and talk about if you have trouble with men's mental health, come forward.
As I said, women talk to each other. There's no stigma on women. They sit around and have a cup of tea and have a jangle.
True that.
Men don't, lad. Men feel like, oh, I can't go and say that to him because he'll think I'm a little mushroom. You know what I mean? That's what men think. But as I said in the cage, I'd much rather my friend come to me and speak to me and cry on my shoulder than me have to cry when I'm carrying his coffin a week later.
I just wanted to show the world that if mental health could bring somebody as big as me and as strong as me and, you know, the stereotype heavyweight champion of the world to my knees, then it could bring anybody to the knees.
Tyson Fury talk about it. I talk about it. Everyone tries to talk about it. And everyone says, men, you should talk more, talk to us. I try and encourage men to be strong. I say, listen, if you're depressed, you need to get in the gym. A strong body is a strong mind. I sit there, and by using my lifestyle, which is an aspirational lifestyle that most men would love to have, purely because of the finance, the cars, the freedom, etc., I encourage people to work hard and try their best to become the best version of themselves. And men are encouraged to talk and open up. But when I talk and open up and get massive influence and start helping people, they're going to silence me. I have been nothing but a net positive for the world. That's truly how I view myself, and that's absolutely and utterly the truth. However, I am very understanding of a changing social media landscape, and I'm also very, very understanding of my fame changing. And by extension, I have some responsibility to bear. I am a man who believes that he is responsible for everything. I think as a man, you should take complete responsibility for your entire reality. It doesn't matter if I'm struck by lightning. That is my fault. That's who I am as an individual, and it's been one of my keys to success, to never blame luck, to never blame anybody else, to only blame myself. Despite everything I've just said, I still blame myself. And because my rise has been so meteoric, because I've become so famous so quickly, and because I've been producing content for so long, even though I take absolute responsibility, I'm in a difficult scenario where videos that were made 5 or 6 years ago in long form are now being cut into 5 seconds, accelerated and purported now in line with my new line fame. I can't stop that happening. But I also understand I have a degree of responsibility, right? Because I'm the most influential person on the planet. So my responsibility is to make sure that any kind of negative connotations in my messaging are removed. I want to stick to my message. I don't want to backtrack. I still want to champion men's issues. I still want to champion physical and mental strength. I still want to champion the protection of women. I still want to do that. However, I must be ultra aware of how I do that, because it would be unprofessional of me as a man to sit and say that my messaging does not have to change in line with my fame. The way you can say things in a video that gets 500 views is very different than the way you can say things in a video that gets 500 million views or 50 million views. You have to change your messaging. The more people you reach, the more important it is that people do not take your things out of context, right? If 0.1% of people misunderstand you on a 500-person video, that will not have a large effect on the world. But if 0.1% of people misunderstand you on a video that has 50 million views, now you start to affect the world in a negative way. So I have to be very, very, very careful in line with my newfound fame. And it's difficult because in the world I'm in, if I sit down and do a 3-hour podcast, it's my job to be entertaining. And I want to give exciting answers and interesting insights. I think the reason people follow me is because I have a very firm understanding of the English language, a very good grasp of the way to construct sentences, how to be motivating, how to be compelling. And I do that on purpose. But it's also very difficult for me, regardless of my intellect, to now sit at a podcast, be interesting, be exciting, give a compendious and concise answer, at the same time, be wary that in my 1-minute answer, at any point, 6 seconds worth of it can be taken, snipped, used against me, and weaponized. I don't know if my mind can handle all those tasks at once. It's not very often I'm stumped, but that is becoming extremely difficult. And I'm sitting here thinking I've been offered massive podcast requests by the biggest podcasts in the world. And I'm thinking, how can I answer questions? How can I be a responsible adult, because that's what I am, how can I be a professional, take responsibility for my level of fame to make sure that nothing can be taken out of context, but still tell my truth and still answer the questions, but construct my sentences in a way where they can't be misrepresented at all?
It's impossible. That's why most people choose to just be strictly entertainers. I want to be a comedian, but I also want to be a truth teller. My philosophy is seek truth through funny. Because that's what's funny to me, truth. What's real. That's what I laugh at. It's a gut laugh. But that's why most people choose to just be, I'm a clown entertainer, FIFA. Because saying the truth is going to offend 50% of people, because most people, even more than 50%, most people believe in the lies that they're spreading. Most people don't know what the truth is. Most people believe in what the Matrix is telling them to believe in. Most people will choose to just be goofy entertainers, to kind of dumb down the content, to not think critically, play video games, go like on e-dates every single day. It's more difficult to be doing content like this, but when it starts going to another level, that's when I'm going to be scrutinized to another level. I'm already getting it now, but not to the level Tate has got it. But I already see it now. Hate from every single part of the internet. People that are close to me like make videos saying, he's lost his mind, he's going insane. I've noticed the same thing that happened to Tate is happening to me. Every single day, someone else makes a new video, Sneako's going insane, and the thumbnail's me doing like a face like that to make it look like I'm mentally unhinged. And 50% of the audience, which are low-level, low-IQ bots who don't know past a tweet, they're like, yeah, he's going insane. But I still stream every single day. I'm still here, still cracking jokes. If I was insane, I got to be in a mental hospital. And they want me to do that so bad so that they feel right. I'm not insane. Maybe you're insane for doing exactly what they told you to do.
And it's hard, because I think any content creator who was suffering from what I've suffered from, if any content creator got as large as I was, and there was as many people cutting up their videos as they were mine, and those people had a negative agenda, we could make Mickey Mouse look evil. You could make anyone look bad. I'm not saying I haven't given them ammo. Of course, there's been the odd clip that made it easy for them. I'm saying if their intentions were to be as provocative and negative as possible, it can be done to anybody. And that's why now I need to take a break from all the podcasts I've been invited on, especially since I've been banned. I've been invited on the largest platforms in the world. I've had 100,000 emails of support. All the media channels want to talk to me. And I'm sitting here thinking, I need to make sure I'm not misunderstood. And I have to really be careful about how I do that while not backing down on my messaging, while still championing the things I champion, still believing in myself, but making sure I'm not misunderstood. And although I think on the internet I am...
That's incredibly difficult now. And it makes the conversation disingenuous. Tristan said that before he came on my stream last week. He was trying to see my questions beforehand and trying to think past it. And I even saw it, the conversation we had on stream is completely different from a conversation that we have one-on-one. Because not only is he answering my question, but he's thinking about the millions and millions of people that are going to hear every single word he says and are waiting to twist it and turn it against him.
One of the most respected oratists that exist. I now need to once again improve myself and improve my skills and prevent anybody being able to take me out of context. I might have to form a new way for sentences to be constructed. But if that's what it takes, that's what I intend to do. Because with great influence comes absolutely and utterly great responsibility. And I do understand that. And I will blame myself for the fact that people have managed to do this to me, regardless of the fact that I did not want it to happen. So let me give a quick example of this. Before I continue, I want to say that I often speak to the absolute beauty of women. I have a very healthy relationship with my mother. I have women around me who truly and utterly love me. I have very healthy relationships with females. I have no criminal charges for crimes against females. Nobody has come forward and accused me of sexual misconduct. Please understand, we'll go into the Romanian house raid shortly. But most people in my position of fame have had women come forward and say he raped me. I'm the most famous man on the planet. There's not a single female whose face you can name or whose face you can picture that's come forward and said I've raped her. Not a single female has come forward saying I've hurt her. Not one. There's a video from 10 years ago that showed me in a sexual act with one of my ex-girlfriends.
Listen, hey, stupid bitch. I didn't say the word.
Dumbest thing ever. And the fact that bots thought that this was actually violence are just really stupid. And if you thought that this was actually him beating, did you see the video of Tate beating up a girl? You fucking idiot. You clearly haven't got pussy before if you think that this is the R word. Are you joking? She's in lingerie and someone's recording it. Why would someone record this if it was R word? They're not dumb enough to do that. And two, why is she in lingerie? This is dominant and submissive. That's sex, stupid. You know pussy getting ass is like, did you see that video on Twitter? Get offline. Stop watching OF and Believe in Twitter and talk to a girl. This is what girls like. Uh-oh, we're going to clip that out of context. A lot of girls like that. A lot of girls want to be controlled. A lot of girls want to be manhandled. That's the truth. If you really break it down, this is what a lot of girls... But if you say it in these words, if you say it clearly, people get offended because they think, I'm not property. You can't blindly explain it because so many bots are just going to take it out of context and they don't understand it. But that's the nature between men and women. Dominant and submissive.
Hello everyone, I just wanted to say something about the video that's been released
Did you see that video of Tate hitting a girl? There you go, fucking idiot.
recently about me and my ex-boyfriend Andrew Tate. Andrew is my still great friend. What you guys saw in the video, it's just what we used to do. It was just pure game. He's a great guy. He would never hurt anyone. Unless he's fighting.
He's probably making her say that. He's probably holding a gun behind her head. No, she's smiling and happy. If you think that that was violence, then you can never use the word incel on people like me again. How the
The left understand that kink shaming is a negative thing, from my understanding. She has come forward and said that it was all just a game. And still that video is being used and sent around the internet saying I'm a woman beater. If I said it was a game and she said it was a game, who are other people to then comment on our lives, our private lives, which got leaked, and tell?
The hypocrisy of the left to talk about being all loving, love wins, don't kink shame, everyone's accepted, and then immediately there's somebody that they don't like, and what do? Make fun of, he's bald, he probably, I'm gonna peg him, you're a woman, you beat a woman. They use all the same tactics that they go and march for on somebody they don't agree with. It makes no sense. The liberal woke mob is not trying to be inclusive. They just want to push their agenda.
Tell us it's not a game. It was between two consenting adults, and we decided to do something ourselves, and we both agreed it was fine, and she has not come forward trying to accuse me of anything. So who are others to do that? That's just kink shaming, which that's all it is. So no women are accusing me of anything. No women are accusing me of misconduct. I champion women all the time. I say about how they should be protected, how beautiful they are, how much I love my grandmother because of the amount of children she had.
My grandmother had 9 children because there was my father and 8 more.
Shout out to Fresh and Fit.
They all had a bunch of kids, blah, blah, blah. I stood there and I looked at my 93-year-old grandmother, and there was a room, a whole room full with maybe 70 people that came from that one woman. Isn't that remarkable? Yeah. That nobody cared about her career. Nobody asked what job she did. Nobody asked how many times she went to the club. Nobody asked if she had time to go to festivals. No, you had 70 sentient beings, including myself, full of life from one woman who dedicated herself to being a mother and a good wife. That is beautiful.
I talk about how women are unique and special, and they can do things that men can't do.
You know what they won't clip up? That part. And they won't clip up the part when I say that a woman's role is just as important as a man's role when it comes to raising family and existing in the world. They don't want to hear that. They'll insist that I'm a misogynist, I'm problematic, toxic, incel, but they won't listen to the part where I'm saying a woman's role as a mother is just as important as being the boss of a company.